So starting again, sir, in the first segment, you were talking about the Mercury, but we are continuing the same Mercury, the same processor in the part two. So this is the part two. So if you have not seen the part one, do go back and see the part one. So, sir, continue, please, sir.
Okay. Okay, sir. Now, as we have explained, Mercury has got multi qualities, and nearly 27 are very important.
Right.
And a few I have taken, and a few more I shall take here.
Right.
And if I go alone for the Mercury, it is nearly 5 to 6 hours lecture. Wow. So no, I'm not going in that detail. Right. So Mercury, the few qualities and related to your horoscopes.
Right.
Now Mercury, you have got this is an interference.
Right.
Mercury means interference.
Right.
Why interference? In any interference, you put some fault of other and you communicate for that. Communication 3 and fault finding 6. This means when you combine both segments of the Mercury, you see Mercury is basically an interfering element. Now, interfering what? What is the role of this Mercury in your horoscope? Now, suppose Mercury is in the 4th house, falling here. This means in the home matters, you will be just pinpointing. Kutar kutar jise kehte hain, Mercury, you will be just pointing out the fault. Yes, this fridge is, why this fridge is open, why this is kept here, why this is here, why this chair is here. Something you will start because your eye sees and you can't prevent yourself. So Mercury creates the interference. Now, what type of interference? And that is shown by the sign. Now, suppose Mercury is in the 11th house. Sorry, Aquarius sign in the 4th house. This means whatever you will point out the fault, you will point out intellectually, just like words that have got a deeper meaning. Now, suppose if you got Cancer sign here, you will be emotionally depicting your fault, interfering emotionally. So this means Mercury shows your interference level. So if it is in the Gemini sign here in the 4th house and Mercury placed, you will be very communicative in fault indicating or interfering. Right. So these things, when you combine house and sign together, you will find many things. Right. Now, Mercury is very clever. Why clever? Mercury ka koi rang nahi. Mercury has got no color. No color. Green is there, that's all. And green suits everybody. Right. Now, Mercury in the company of a good is good, company of bad is bad. I have already told that no planet is good, no planet is bad. Its location, house and sign and nakshatra makes its performance. So Mercury is basically in the company of good planets, he will rise to any level. In the company of bad, he can go to any level. Right. So if Mercury is with the Rahu, now what happens? Mercury, you know, is a greenery. Right. Everything green color, greenery, everything with greenery. Right. What is Rahu? Rahu is a snake. Rahu is a snake. Now these are the outer words I am taking. The inner meaning is deeper. Right. Now, Rahu likes what? The greenery. Why? Because it can hide in that. It can hide in the greenery and start watching its prey. So Rahu in the field of Mercury is very safe. Yeah, and he is protected because nobody can watch him, nobody can detect him, and he himself is in a safe zone. So most of the criminals, if associated in the 8th house, and Rahu and Mercury, they are deep criminal and they becomes very hard to find them, very difficult to locate them, criminals. It is a slippery. Mercury is a metal of Mercury is a metal that is very shiny and slippery. If you have seen the Mercury element, then you will see that it is a shining element and very slippery. It can slip very quickly. Now suppose if it is in the 2nd house and slipping is on the field of a moisture or water, so watery sign, tongue slips very quickly. If Mercury is with Saturn Dandadikari, controller, regulator, then Mercury will be in control of that. So Mercury changes the shapes, colors according to its companions. Now, another thing is Mercury with the sex power.
Right.
Basically, Mercury is a teenager.
Right.
And if you see why teenager, I tell you, here we start. One cycle is our childhood and 12 years here, 30th year here, 14, 15, 15, 16, 17, and 18. These are the 4 years controlled by the basically Mercury. 13, 14, 15, and 16. These are the years. And here are the chances of getting the person astray. Now, Mercury is a aunch basically. In the company of anybody, it can be. Okay. Now, when Mercury is with the Venus, it wants to get the pleasure in the company of pleasures. If Mercury is with the Ketu, Ketu is reluctant. Reluctant means why it is reluctant. When we will see the Ketu, Ketu quality is, it is a storage package of the past knowledge. Now past, he is always roaming in the past and he is connected from the present, disconnected from the present.
Right.
So that's why he is roaming in the past. Right. So Mercury and Ketu combination, whether it is a trine or this, and connected with the 7th house, gives the weak sex because he is not interested in much sex. So Mercury and Ketu, most of the aunch cases or most of the impotency cases are obtained by the Mercury and Ketu linked with the 7th and 8th houses. These are the few combinations. Mercury is a prince. We have seen that Mercury can go with his own will and he must be controlled properly. That's why we always say from this age to this age, it is the age when we should take care of our children. Now, how to take care of children and what will be the obstacle can be seen from the 3rd to 6th house. The planets here, the signs here. You just analyze 3 to 6. It is the boundary of the Mercury. 3rd to 6th, see the dasha during 13th year to 18th year and see the planets involved here and what are the signs. You will come to know how to handle your child. How to handle your child. So
the another way, sorry to interrupt, the another way today I have learned, what I have learned and observed so far is that if you make a Mercury the ascendant, you will get to know the many
yes, many things. I am not explaining all, but few hints I am giving. And because actually the topic is very deep and hours and hours for the discussions. But
this
in my classes, in my classes on Mercury, I always say that there is no crash course in astrology. And if you go for the planets, at least 5 to 6 hours for one planet. Then you can come to know the little bit
basic
of
behavior.
Basic behavior. And then you will realize yourself that what I have been learning, that Mercury in this house, Mercury in this sign, Mercury in this nakshatra. You put all the three and try to combine these.
So the
And
way you have explained today, coming from third to sixth house, I have never heard of this theory.
this is not given in any book.
Yes.
This is not given in any book, but actually what happens? Everybody writes the book. Now our script, our scriptures old say Mansagari or Uttar Kalamrit or Parashari, it has been written. Now the person who has written it, he has a thought also. He had thoughts also. He has written the things and thoughts are superimposed on that.
Right.
And that thoughts, unless though you can read between the lines, those thoughts, you cannot understand. That's why our rishis used to take the children to their Gurukul. They used to familiarize them with his own teaching, the way of living and other things, so that the students can read the mind of the teacher.
Right.
They are synchronized.
Right.
Their Mercury is synchronized with their Mercury.
More aligned. Yes.
More aligned, and this synchronization gives lot of the signals. Signal transform, this transfer is very quickly when you have got synchronized units. In power stations also, when power generation is carried out in the power station, it is synchronized with the grid to deliver the power. Then their voltage and frequencies are matched. Similar is the process of human.
Right.
Then if you want to understand a person, you have to understand him. That you have to synchronize with him.
Right.
That is why the old days scriptures, this was the tradition.
Right.
But now one teacher and 100 students. So you cannot synchronize everyone with your frequency.
Absolutely, sir.
Now, medical terms, we see it is
Sir,
our
again, I'm interrupting.
yeah.
No, so no wonder you were an engineer in your profession. I can see that. I can see the passion behind it. And I'm so happy to God that I got the chance to connect with you. I'm really happy.
Actually, it's my pleasure, because I am of the opinion, whatever you know, you leave to the person, and it is just like a broadcast signal. And whoever is tuned to your channel,
he will
see that one.
Right.
Now, in a medical terms, this Mercury is basically the outer covering, that is skin.
Right.
Outer covering. Now it is inside. Actually, whenever you go to the medical terms, you go with this thing, that the outer and inner. These are only two things that are very correct. Andar bahar, outer and inner. There is no direction except outer and inner.
Right.
Because you say, sun, this is east. I ask how you know this is east. You will be confused.
Right.
You say the sun rises in the east. This means you have assumed that sun rises in the east. Then you are saying it is east. So, but outer and inner are irrelevant. Anywhere you go, this is inside and outside. So, on the outer side, it is skin, Mercury. On the inner side, you go, it is nerve system, it is control system, the brain, and Mercury is just like a taking and leaving. Breathing, breathe in, breathe out. That is nostril. Through the nostrils, these are the two nostrils. One is ruled by the Mercury, other is ruled by the Venus.
Right. Right.
So intestine, that is large intestine basically.
Right.
And speech is the outer portion. So these are, but whenever you go for the medical terms,
right, sir,
you must see three things at least. the house, the sign, and the karak for that.
Karak of the house.
Karak of the disease.
Oh, Karak of the disease. Okay.
Now suppose your sixth house is bad, your sixth sign is bad, and your Mercury is bad. This means all the three legs are broken. This means you are getting the problem of the stomach. If sixth house is bad, but sixth sign is okay, then you will recover easily. So the at least three factors must be, either I take the fourth one also, that nakshatra, but in that you have to go in a deeper. But at least three is basically which organ of their body is defective. You can just go first house, first sign, and sun. Karak of the house is sun. And similarly, you can go with the all houses. This is the basic thing, finding out which organ is weak, and then go to the Sarvastak to see what is the strength of weakness or weakness. Now, Mercury in different tattva, it is very important. There are 4 tattva we know, and 5th is the space. Space is everywhere, even inside the molecule, inside the atom, and everywhere. Now, about the tattva, we must know that the fire, earth, air, and water, these are displayed on the horoscopes.
Right.
And space, Jupiter is everywhere.
Right.
Now, fire means fire requires air to burn, and water and earth requires water for germination.
Right. Right.
Now, in the horoscope, you just see what is the strength of your fiery elements, what is the strength of your earthy elements, what is the strength of your airy element, and what is the strength of your watery element. These are the highways I have already told.
Explain.
This is the fiery, this is earthy, this is airy, and this is watery. You just add up the Sarvastak Bindus of these houses. You will come to know in a first glance that which element is strong and which element is weak. If your fiery element is very strong, but your airy element is weak, suppose fiery has got 90 points and airy has got only 70 points, what will happen? You just tell. What will happen?
Okay, so 19. Sir,
90. Sarvastak Bindus, you go.
Okay, Sarvastak, okay.
Then this means it is high enough, 90 points. Fire is 90 and air is only 70.
Yeah,
Then
the Pitta quality would be more in the personality. Pitta, the fire.
That is another thing. You are going in the medical terms of Pitta and other things. Now, this means fire is inside us. I am having great fire. But air is not there. Air is to ignite the fire. This means I have got no motivation for the work. I am very confident, courageous, and I have got capability, but I am not able to cope with the air. Air element is very low in this. So our works are not going in the way I want. Now, how to raise the air element? You just move around, breathe in, breathe out exercise, and you will feel energetic. You fill up yourself with the oxygen and antioxidants, and you will feel. So this gives the remedies also. This is very good point that in a fiery element, Mercury gives aggressive, quick speech and skill. Right. In earthy elements, thoughts for practical purposes.
Right.
And in airy science, it is more used for the principle making and theoretical analysis. And in watery sign, expression and explanation emotionally.
This is a very interesting slide, sir. Very interesting.
So when you see the planets, you must also see its tattva. Tattva is very important to find out what is the actual meaning of that element, that planet. Now, the final point on this is we take Mercury nakshatra also, but only one nakshatra I'll let you know, and others you can think of very well. Now let us take the Jyeshtha.
Jyeshtha.
Jyeshtha is from 16 degree 40 minutes to 30 degree in Scorpio sign.
Right.
Last segment of the Scorpio sign.
Scorpio.
It is ruled by the Mercury.
Mercury.
Here also Ashlesha is ruled by Mercury, and here Revati is also ruled by Mercury. These three nakshatra have got different meanings and different purposes. Now, first of all, this Jyeshtha nakshatra is in the field of Scorpio. First, we should move inside the territory. When you move inside the territory, you find that it is a Scorpio. Now, what is Scorpio?
Right.
Scorpio is all things accumulated, waste, and hidden. It is not coming to the public.
Surface, yeah.
This means the person is secretive enough. The person is secretive enough. Mercury is an explainer speech, and whatever it will give outside version, it cannot be relied, because it is the shell is inside deep enough. Now, the deity is the most important thing that is seen to depict the nakshatra.
Yeah. The sea.
Indra.
Yeah.
The qualities of Indra. Now, Indra has got both qualities, very good positive qualities and very bad qualities also. Now, which quality is going here? Here, what is there? Here he is in the hidden sex and all these things that cannot be disclosed to the public.
Scams, yeah.
So here he will be going in the manipulations and other things. Jyeshtha means a senior. He wants to be a seniority, to be placed at the senior post. If he is not provided the senior post, he will not accept the things. And few politicians I have seen, they are not want to have a senior post. Just like Nitish Kumar, recently he has gone out of BJP, from BJP. So he has got a seniority post. It's Jyeshtha nakshatra.
Right.
And a very hidden character.
Right.
Now, he has got the pushing power and other things you can see. I am not going in details to explain everything, but here you will see the quality. And contrast to this, Ashlesha is another thing in the field of the moon, and Revati is in the field of the Jupiter. Here he will be a guiding role.
Right.
He will be a guide, tour traveler, and other things, guiding, making maps and other things to guide the world. Because its ruler is a Pushan. Pushan is who shows the light to the world.
Right.
The guide.
And then again, sir, for the sake of the audience and the other students, Mercury in Pisces is not bad. Not bad.
I am coming to that point in detail.
Okay.
I am coming to that debilitated Mercury. I will be taking that point.
Great, sir. Great.
I am coming to debilitated Mercury.
Great.
I have taken one example with debilitated Mercury,
beautiful.
So that this debilitation must be kept out of your mind, that everybody this and the Mercury is debilitated, go with the emerald and put here and mantras and other, that is lot of things. Now, this is the horoscope of Einstein.
So this type of terminology or the mindset you have, that connects me more to you.
Now, Amanji, this is the horoscope of
Albert Einstein. Right.
Albert Einstein. And fortunately and unfortunately, I have also got the debilitated Mercury. So, and the first thing is, I'll explain what is debilitated Mercury here.
Right.
Now, we see that
Sir, if
Pisces.
you don't mind, sir, if you don't mind, sir, can we take this in a part 3? Because again,